All right, are you guys ready to be pissed off? Because that's what's going to happen here. So Axios has a scoop that I want to share with you. Democrats are pissed at liberal groups Move On and Indivisible. Okay, so these are grassroots Democrat groups. And Hakeem Jeffries and Democratic leaders are annoyed at their own supporters, at their own constituents, at their own base. Here we go. Here's what they say. A closed-door meeting for Democrats this week included a gripe fest directed at liberal grassroots organizations, sources tell Axios. Members of the Steering and Policy Committee, with House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries in the room, on Monday complained activist groups like Move On and Indivisible have facilitated thousands of phone calls to members' offices. Thousands of phone calls to members' offices. Quote, people are pissed, a senior House Democrat who was at the meeting said of lawmakers' reaction to the calls. The Democrat said Jeffries himself is very frustrated at the groups who are trying to stir up a more confrontational opposition to Trump. A Jeffries spokesperson noted to Axios that their office regularly engages with dozens of stakeholder groups, including Move On and Indivisible, including as recently as Monday. Guys, let's talk about this. Hakeem Jeffries is seemingly more angry, more annoyed, more frustrated at his own base than he is at MAGA and Elon Musk doing an illegal coup and Donald Trump destroying our government. Okay, if that's how you feel, step down. Step down. You're no longer the Democratic leader. Get out of the way. Because in this moment, we need real fighters. We need flamethrowers. We need people who are going to fight, and stop at nothing and rally the troops and make all the right arguments and get people ready, get people in the streets, get people active, do court cases, lead. So, guys, understand, we just covered the story. Remember what Hakeem Jeffries did just a few days ago? What'd he do? He went to Silicon Valley donors and started begging them to continue supporting Democrats. He was like, I know Andreessen and Musk and Zuckerberg and all these people have gone right wing, but historically you guys have been Democrat, and so you guys should please keep donating to us, and we'll make sure to make you happy. So look at who his real constituent is, right? This is the devastating point. Look at who he's actually responsive to. Multi-millionaires and billionaires in Silicon Valley who just fucking went mask off full fascist, tech feudalist authoritarian. He goes down on his knees begging for them. But then when his own grassroots supporters say, hey man, what are you doing to fight back? Let's fight back. He's, how dare you? Shut up. I don't care what you think. I don't want to adjust course. I do what I want to do. You're frustrating me. You're annoying me. You're angering me. So who are you there to represent, Hakeem Jeffries? You don't even need to answer because your actions speak louder than your words. Your actions are the multimillionaires and the billionaires and the Silicon Valley donors. I went to go mend fences with them or try to do it because I want their money. Meanwhile, you haven't said shit to the Arab Americans and Muslim Americans across this country who sat out the election. You haven't said shit to people in Dearborn, Michigan. You haven't said shit to the young people who used to make up your base that they felt abandoned by you and now were pissed off. You haven't said shit to them. You are wagging your finger at your strongest supporters whose job is to care about the issues and get you to take action. Oh my God, bro. Quote, there were a lot of people who were like, we've got to stop the groups from doing this. People are concerned that they're saying we're not doing enough, but we're not in the majority. He said, oh my God. Have you ever in your life heard a Republican say some shit like that? Ever? Answer, no. No Republican has ever said anything like that. When they're in the minority, they're like, bitch, I don't care. I'm going to act like I'm in the majority. I'm going to fucking puff my chest out and put my swagger on and go on all these news outlets and shit on the other side relentlessly and make my arguments and march in the streets and get my people to make phone calls to their representatives and get active in the courts. They do anything and everything they can with whatever amount of power they have. What the fuck is wrong with you people? It really looks like the Democrats are the Washington Generals. Like you are the paid losers. Like it's all choreographed and your job is to be the weakling. That's what, and also, okay, oh, you're pissed off about the calls? All right, ready for this? I'm recommending every single person in my audience to pick up your phone and call your Democratic representative. I want to triple the amount of calls. I want to quadruple the amount of calls. I want to quadruple the amount of calls to these people because they're whining and they're bitching and they're moaning when the reality is we are trying to help you. We are trying to save you and we are trying to save the country by saying, for the love of God, stop laying in a chalk outline of yourself on the ground. Fucking fight. Act like this matters because it does. Act like there's a coup going on because there is. quadruple the amount of phone calls that they get. Everybody listening to this right now, pick up your phone, call your Democratic representative, and tell them, we want you to resist Trump. We want you to fight back against Trump. We want you to stop Elon Musk's coup. We want you to do lawsuits. We want you to organize and do protests in the streets. We also want you to stand for something real that can get people back on our side. Namely, the billionaires are the problem. The robber barons are the problem. They have too much money. They have too much power. Corporations give too many donations to politicians. We need small dollar donations from regular people, and then you represent the people. Higher minimum wage, PRO-Act so people have a right to be in a union, universal health care, end the wars and Trump's rampant warmongering imperialism. Stand for something. Stand for something. Some Democrats see the callers as barking up the wrong tree. Oh my God. Given their limited power as the minority party in Congress, quote, it's been a constant theme of us saying, please call the Republicans. I'm gonna lose it. I reject and resent the implication that congressional Democrats are simply standing by passively. Oh my God. They quoted Richie Torres. Oh my God. Now are you seeing the problem? Look, there are some Democrats who are real fighters, who are stepping up to the plate for the moment. There are. AOC, Bernie Sanders are just two examples. Raskin's been doing a good job. Jasmine Crockett has been doing a good job fighting back against the Republicans. There are examples. Even Newsom in California has fought back whenever California is involved. He's right there to correct the record immediately and shit on the Republicans and say, you're fucking lying, like with that whole water fiasco. There are Democrats who are fighting. There are Democrats who are stepping up. But let's keep it real. 95% of them are completely out of touch, way too slow to react, don't actually care enough about the specifics to actually take the Republicans head on with all of the various aspects of this coup. And they're just, circles are being run around them. Right? And so they say, oh, why don't you go target the Republicans? They are! Have you seen the fucking protests in the street? Have you seen the signs going after Elon Musk and Donald Trump? What are you talking about? Yes, the people are protesting the Republicans and going after the Republicans, but they're also saying, for the love of God, you are the opposition party. Be the opposition. Lead us. What are we talking about here? And again, here's the thing. If they want to say, we don't quite know what to do, we don't think we have enough power, we're not sure what direction to go in, that's fine. Resign. Because there's a lot of us who know exactly what we want to do, exactly what we want to say, know exactly how we want to lead, know exactly how we want to turn the tides. I'm a fucking asshole YouTuber with a loud mouth. I know the path forward. How many... The number of gifts that the Republicans have given you on a silver platter, and you guys have taken them up on fucking none of it. Trump announced he's sending immigrants to Guantanamo Bay. Nothing has ever been more wildly illegal and unconstitutional, and you've said fucking dick about it. Donald Trump on his first day signed an executive order to raise drug prices. You said nothing. Donald Trump on his first day signed an executive order to allow his cabinet to be corrupt. You said nothing. Do I need to walk you through all of this like a toddler? How is it I'm more in touch with what they're doing and how disastrous it is than you are? Have any of them said anything about the fucking Consumer Financial Protection Bureau? The anti-scam police that Elon Musk just illegally killed? Why does not every American know this story now? Why do they not understand a robber baron is robber baroning in front of you and stealing your fucking money and is on the side of fraud? Why do they not know this? Do your fucking job. Have any of you stood up and said, holy shit, this guy's an 1800 style imperialist and a colonialist. Trump wants war with Panama and Greenland and Denmark and Gaza and Mexico and Iran. We got to, for the sake of this country and our safety, we got to get this guy out of there. This guy is putting us all at risk and is putting our soldiers at risk and is putting innocent civilians overseas at risk. This is not difficult. This is not fucking difficult. But you ready for this? Here's his response to the pressure. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries announced Rapid Response Task Force co-chaired by 81-year-old Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro, Congressman Jerry Connolly, who has esophageal cancer, 74 years old, and Raskin, 62. Now, I'm going to give Raskin a pass because he's been doing a pretty good job. But the other two, and also a rapid response task force. You don't need a fucking task force. This is just your job. This is just your job. If Elon does something wildly illegal and unconstitutional and objectively horrible, like, oh, I don't know, freezing the funding for air traffic safety people, and then we have fucking 4 plane crashes, and still 90% of the towers don't have enough air traffic controllers. Yeah, what your job is to go, hey, look at this. This fucking sucks. Hey, this is what we need to do to fix it. Hey, why the fuck aren't they fixing it? Hey, let's take action. Let's protest. Let's make phone calls. Let's wage lawsuits. Let's do this. Let's do that. You need a fucking task force to do it? This is just your job. And they're so out of touch, man. Social media. The Republicans run circles around the Democrats when it comes to social media. Why is like AOC one of a handful of politicians? Shout out to Maxwell Frost. He's good too. But why are there's only a handful of politicians who have a big following, who, you know, go live directly to the people, wherever it may be, on TikTok or Instagram or whatever the fuck, or YouTube? Like, wake up. I don't know how else to get it through to you guys, man. I don't know how else to get it through to you guys. We need fighters. We need leaders. We need people with vision. We need people with answers. And Hakeem Jeffries is broadcasting to the world and screaming it through a megaphone. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm more annoyed at my own base than I am at the Republicans who are currently destroying this country. Well, as I said, if that's how you feel, that's fine. Resign. Step aside. If that's how you feel, it's not only that I don't want you as leader of the Democrats, I think you should lose your seat. I don't give a fuck about your, oh, we have hierarchy rules and we have seniority rules and I was groomed by Nancy Pelosi to be the leader. Well, if this is your example of leading, I don't give a fuck. Step aside. Resign. Give the position to somebody who has some fight in them, somebody who's a leader. The Republicans don't have some stupid seniority, hierarchy type bullshit. Whoever makes a lot of noise, whoever gets the most eyeballs on them, whoever has the most ability, they're like, okay, you're going to be one of the leaders because you've stepped up to the plate. Democrats, no. Here, take the 74-year-old with esophageal cancer, put him to lead the oversight committee, and ignore AOC, who would have been 1,000 times better at it. So there you go, man. There you go. I want you guys to call them, and I want you to make crystal fucking clear what you want them to do. We want organization. We want protests. We want you to be on top of every little fucking thing that they do. We want lawsuits. Like, we need leadership. We need you to provide that. And then again, on top of that, you need to stand for an agenda that saves the American people and helps the American people. Call out the robber baron billionaire enemy. That's what they are. I don't care about, oh, the good billionaires and the bad billionaires. Wrong. Call out the enemy. They are the enemy. The enemy is not trans people. It's not immigrants. It's the billionaires. You call them out and you say, we're going to fix this country by raising everybody's wages, giving everybody a union, giving everybody health care, giving everybody a 4-day work week, getting money out of politics, all that shit. We'll end with this, guys, just to really put in perspective how out of touch these people are. Ready? Look at this. Look at this. This is insane. New CBS YouGov poll. So in January, when you ask Democratic voters, hey, should you oppose Trump as much as possible? Democratic voters, and to me this was even too open-minded, but Democratic voters were like, give Trump a chance, right? Let's see what he does. So only 46% of Democratic voters said oppose Trump as much as possible. 54% said try to find common ground. Fast forward to today, Democratic voters gave Trump that chance, and they saw he's fucking committing a coup and bringing back 1800-style imperialism and doing anti-government fundamentalism and destroying every good agency. So Democratic voters gave him a chance, and they realized, oh my God, this guy's a fucking monster. He's even worse than his first term, as is Elon. And guess what? Now, 65% say oppose Trump as much as possible. Only 35% say find common ground. Get with the fucking times, bitch. Get with the times. And by the way, we'll come back in a couple months from now. This shit'll be 80% of Democrats say oppose as much as possible. Call up your Democratic Congress people. Say Hakeem Jeffries has to resign. He has to step aside. And make room for somebody who can actually lead. All right, guys, that's the show. I love y'all very much. You know all the shameless plugs. Please click like, click subscribe, click that bell icon so you get a notification every time a video drops. Thank you for everybody who supports this show on Patreon. Could not do it without you. Thank you for everybody who supports Crystal Kyle and friends. Again, you guys fund the show from the ground up. I'm deeply appreciative of that fact. Could not do it without you guys. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Same time, same place, y'all. Peace. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.